record is there. Okay, now I'm going to hit share screen. And yeah, unfortunately, we've probably spent about 15 minutes of our 40 minutes.
Well, can't we start over?
Well, then I would have to do all that all over again.
Okay.
So we will start over again, but let's go from where we're at and give this a trial run. So right now, you should, on your phone device.
Yes.
See,
Well,
beautiful Aunt Kamillia.
Is that
where
who that
is-
is?
Mm-hmm.
She is quite pretty. Too bad that
This
she's
meeting is being recorded by the host. Got it. Okay.
okay.
So there's Kamillia.
What's that automobile behind her though?
That is a
Well,
van.
Whose is that? That was my truck that I used to drive around a lot.
Really?
It is not. I know.
So this is in Missouri.
Where? Oh, this was Missouri.
Look, that's Kamillia. That's Bruce. This is Missouri.
That was a quick
Okay, so
deduction.
you didn't need us for that.
Well, the question is, when was it?
It was for the reunion. I've never been there other than during the reunion.
Okay.
Which reunion? Didn't we have two back there?
If you did, I just went to one.
Almost looks like Mary Beth in the
That is Mary Beth.
bottom.
Yep.
See, that's
Oh, well, she's pretty dark for me.
Yep.
Oopsie.
yeah, that's.
Well,
Okay.
is that in Bruce's front yard then?
Yeah.
It looks like it.
It's not his front
So,
yard anymore.
Okay, is Bruce sitting on the ground?
He's sitting on a chair.
And who's next to him?
You.
You.
Oh, I
That's
thought
you.
somebody said it was Mary Beth.
Mary Beth. Oh, where's your camera? Where'd it go? Mary Beth is.
Boy,
Kind of in the corner, but
Down
except
there.
I would
Okay.
never recognize her.
Why does your screen keep going?
why does it?
My magnifying glass.
Anyway, so when did we have a reunion back there? You know, we had a reunion.
Well, one of your kids was born that year. Your second child?
We went back there once before I was married
Okay, well.
because I rode with Mary Beth and Kent.
Oh,
I forgot about that.
that was that their van then? They had a van. They drove a van back
I'm
there.
just now remembering. I listened to church history. They had like dramatized church history tapes.
So was there a reunion in Missouri?
There was
in 1990 or
somewhere back there.
89? Because
I don't think
Somewhere back there.
what,
don't think
well,
it's
what
89.
year were you married?
92.
Okay, so it could have been in 91, I suppose, because I wasn't there. I've never been to a reunion in Missouri.
I just now remember that I rode in a van with Mary Beth and Kent going across the Midwest. We drove from one side of Missouri to the other. How did I end up in their van?
I wonder.
I just
It must
remember.
have been a little bit crowded. They didn't have all their other kids yet, maybe?
No, they didn't. We were in a van. There was some kids, but their kids were very little.
The Mandy.
They probably had one or two kids.
Andy and Chatty.
And somehow I ended up riding with them. And I wonder if that was this reunion.
they did not have their big new house. It was a home.
Right.
Bruce and Connie were married.
Yeah. So that is anyway. So there's just another picture of Kamillia.
I'm
Also,
looking at that van to see if what's on top of it. Is there something on top of it?
it's a van behind the van.
Oh, because I'm pretty sure they didn't have any air conditioning in that van.
Is that Mary Beth and Kent's van? Didn't they have a van like that at one point? At some time?
That's what I'm just commenting on. It's very
Okay, that's not
possible.
Well, there's Julian.
okay. That's a completely different thing.
Well, that's me.
Okay. Well, all right. So
Without a beard.
Okay, so we're not getting anywhere.
not
What
yet.
are we doing?
Marcielle.
We are
Patience.
figuring out that this is probably the reunion when I was still single,
Yeah.
and we went back there.
I think there's been a reunion since the one I went to back there. That I
Well,
did
we
not.
had a reunion when you were living there.
Yes, we did. We
And
had a reunion when I was
You
living.
had a brand new baby.
Yeah. So we did have a reunion when I was living there, but I
Right.
just now remembering there was a reunion before.
Yeah.
And actually my only memory of that reunion is driving in the van with Mary Beth and Kent. I remember almost nothing about the reunion itself.
Well, I'll tell you that there were a lot of flies where the food was outside of Bruce's house. Oh my goodness, there were flies.
I don't
Okay.
remember the flies, but,
So I'm gonna go back and do a little more investigating and see if we can figure out where or when this reunion was. So this is actually good because it jogged my memory of something.
Oh, that's good.
you
And
don't remember
so-
the huge fireworks that Bruce
Oh,
set off?
I do remember huge, but I've seen those. I mean, I don't remember them specifically for the reunion because I saw Bruce do huge fireworks many
Oh,
times.
okay.
Is this a
Oh.
cow in this picture now? Oh, what went away?
Yes, that is a cow. That is Bruce and Joseph Alden, and
Oh.
that is Bruce's milk cow.
Bruce's milk cow and Joseph Alden
Yeah,
holding up the cow's tail.
he's
No.
got a hose,
It's hosing the
udder.
udders,
Okay, how many udders does that cow have?
at least two. 'Cause that's all I can see. But I bet there's more than two. Would you, a two-uddered cow, could you imagine?
Well, the poor thing.
The poor-
You know, I
Anyway.
had no idea.
Well, no, cows don't have two udders.
Now, an udder is not the same as the teats.
The teats, that's.
They have four of those.
two
So
teats.
just something for you guys to be aware of. I'm going to scroll up, and these are not photos we need to identify. I just want to show you something I've been doing. Is
Now, you're scrolling up and it's not happening here.
it's not.
Well, maybe it is.
That
Yep,
was last
it is.
night.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is just yesterday. So I'm
Okay.
loading.
How did,
Pho-
it- how did I, oh, you have that, okay.
Oh, there was a party here yesterday. and
There
nobody
was
called
a
me.
party here.
Well, it was mostly just us siblings. The point is, I am
Rachel and
when
Carrie walked in.
when people put photos on our text thread,
Mhm.
whenever I can, I try to load them up onto here.
Good.
And so keeping these fresh.
And Chad's father-in-law was not doing well. I wonder if he has snapped back or if
Yeah,
he's still
don't know.
struggling.
Anyway, so I just was showing you, I'm keeping photos
I think that's wonderful.
up to date on this.
Good.
See, even here, right here, you guys.
Even
Oh
us.
dear, she insisted on kissing me.
Oh, well,
And
did
I
that
was
get,
fighting to escape and
When was this?
she wouldn't let me go. It was the last time I was at Kamillia's and we were at Dale's restaurant in San Juan Capistrano
There
with
you are.
Mia and Melody.
Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Have you got that, Aaron?
Yes.
I was really struggling.
Oh, that's not it. Okay, so
I
let's
can't
get
believe
down.
you really didn't want to be kissed.
On the mouth.
Oh, it just gets better.
Well, actually, I had on my phone,
What?
now, right there, that's,
This is grandma. This is your mother,
and
right?
that's Annette.
Is that Annette?
Now, how did you know immediately that was Annette?
Oh, look, it says Annette.
Oh,
That's a good way.
Annette. That's a good one.
Actually, I didn't see that, but I just know that she was a baby there.
Mary
That's
And
Yakima.
there is
Mary
Yakima.
Compton
Hmm?
with
Yakima.
Uh-huh.
Annette.
And you know this is Yakima because
There's a stump.
Oh,
there's a
look,
stump.
I
that
don't see
says
the stump in this, but
This is the Yakima.
for
Well,
some
Annette-
reason that's
Annette is
labeled
on the
as
stump.
orange.
Orange?
It's not letting me change it. Well, that's weird. Okay, I better type in over here in Yakima. And so Annette was born when?
she was born in about 1953.
So this is
About.
19. So this would
She
be,
was a year old when I left home in 1954.
I was gonna say this then looks like 1954. So I gotta make it 1954.
Yakima.
Save Yakima.
Is that house is still there? You suppose?
Yes, it is. Let's go see it, Aaron.
I'd love to.
Let's do it. We get Tracy to go, we can do it.
No.
Well, you do have Emily. Get her to go too. We could go see the house in Toppenish as well.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
Whatever. What
What?
happened to the house that Aunt Myrtle had in Leavenworth?
well, it's probably it's as far as I know, it's still there.
okay.
But that'd be fun to go and
Yeah.
try to find out. Who's this?
So
Lanny?
I
It's
wrote
Lanny.
Lanny,
Yeah, it looks like Lanny to me.
and I wrote maybe Barbara or Lucille's house. Anybody want to guess a date or a location?
Well, it'd be Weezer, but
It might be,
do you think that's Barbara or Lucille's house?
Well, that's what a note I wrote here. I have no idea personally.
Lanny is a Chandler?
No.
He's my dad's brother.
Oh, Compton then.
and I
Our-
used to have a
our
waist like
uncle?
that. I used to have a long waist.
Okay, so you think this is Weezer?
Is Lanny the guy you had a crush on?
No,
Uncle?
it was Larry Chandler.
Oh, I lost it.
All we cousins did, and
Um,
stole him.
That doesn't look like a house to me.
Well, it is a house with a
Well-
window behind it and a shelf.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry then.
And I don't know, how old do we think he is there?
He's really young.
Let's say he's
And so,
maybe.
could it
Or-
be in the house, the grandma's house?
Well,
Hmm.
Grandma left the house to him. That
I know
was,
she did.
that might not be Weezer. But I don't know. It could be Payette because Lucille lived in Payette, and let's see, Barbara
Well-
lived on a dairy farm.
She lived in Fruitland
Barbara
later. Yeah, she and Don.
Yeah, let's just call it Weezer for now.
Okay.
It tells us it's the Idaho era, and so this would have been in the 1940s then, or later.
And it looks to me like he has an army haircut.
And in the 1940s, he lived with us during
Yeah.
the Second World
Yeah.
War
So he wasn't
in
all,
Weezer. He
so
was just
this
a
would have
kid.
been in probably later than that then, because he
Yes.
was this is like in the 50s or late 50s or
I
something
think the
then.
60s and the 50s.
Okay.
He was on a mission,
Okay.
and then he went to language school, etc. So I think it would have been the 60s.
You know what? Okay. I'm gonna say 1960. And I'll just say about circa
When he was
early
in the service, he was in
1960s.
Monterey,
Yes.
on a base in Monterey, California.
I wonder where you got this because
Service during the Korean War?
Let's see, what would it have
I
been?
must have got it from you because it has orange labeled on it, which
No,
means
he did.
you probably sent
He
it to
did
me.
learn languages. He
it was during the Cold War. And he was stationed in
Monterey.
Germany.
Well, he was in Monterey.
That's where he went to language school. It's the Monterey Army Language School.
Okay, can anybody tell me who this is?
Yeah.
That's
The child on the right is a Daniels, and the child on the left is Vicky Chandler Anderson
Okay, so my left,
You know
and
that's Vic-
Grandpa.
and you know that's Vicky.
That's Vicky. That certainly looks like Vicky.
Well, I can't.
And
think-
the Daniels child is maybe Gloria. It might be Ann though.
so
Vicky, I can tell for sure. But the
this
Daniels
is-
child, I'm
This
not
is
sure.
your Grandpa Compton?
Chandler,
Oh, okay.
okay, so this is
Oh.
what's Grandpa Chandler's name?
Percy.
Percy, thank you. Sorry. It
Uh,
was not come to mind. Percy Chandler.
So, what child of
And
Maxine's was
I think
about
it's
the same
Anne.
age as
She
Vicky?
was she's older
Mhm,
than you a little bit. She's older than Vicky a little bit, so
mhm.
so Ann Daniels is on the right.
That's what we think.
And was Daniels her maiden name or her married name?
her maiden name.
Okay. All
Her
right.
married name is Mulder. He was from Holland.
And so this would have been Weezer, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes, because Grandpa's there.
Okay. And the date would have been
In the 40s.
Wait, no, wait, Camille.
or did you say these kids are older than you guys?
No, they're close to our age. Anne's older than Kamillia.
Anne was the same age as Carmen. So
So-
Anne was 3 years older than I am.
Okay, and
But
Vicky,
Vicky was,
she's
wasn't
younger.
she was younger.
Closer to, I've talked to her on the phone so many times lately. She's my age or maybe a year older.
I'm just gonna say around 1940.
That's good.
We'll never know for sure.
It looks like I wasn't Grandpa's favorite, actually.
I had,
Why did I see Thursday, March something 1941 on that picture before
Mhm.
you changed it? Where's
Um,
where's the date that was there a minute ago?
the date that was there was,
Where is it?
well, it's not there because I changed it, but the date that was there
Yeah.
was way off because it was more modern day. I mean, it was like,
Said 1940.
Or 41.
no, it would have, some of these, when they got loaded in, it just put the date that it got
Oh,
loaded
okay.
in,
Okay.
which would have been sometime this year.
Okay.
And I know this photo was not taken this year. And I'm gonna add to an album of the Chandler line album. Need to remember to do that more.
So it said orange on that
Man, look
picture?
at his fingers fly.
Not on
Gosh.
this one.
Yeah,
How can you
because
do
I
that?
don't think I've ever seen
You
it.
hit the
No,
right
that one
keys.
was, I did not say that on this one. Okay, in this photo, I know I've seen this before.
Oh, yes,
That
I wrote,
is-
okay,
What did you write?
Ellen Swift.
Yes.
that's right.
So what I need is a date
She was a beautiful lady.
or a date and a location. Because right now it says February 22nd of this year, which was,
Oh, that's too bad. Well, she lived in Ogden. She was married to Joseph Compton.
okay,
She is our great grandmother.
Ellen
On
Swift. Oh, it's not showing an Ellen Swift. I have no Ellen Swift on here yet. Okay.
She met our grandfather on the boat coming to Utah
Gosh, if
From-
that's her,
from England.
it doesn't look anything like her.
Well, look at that nose. I know that she's my grandma.
No,
So wait a
she's-
minute, that's Ellen Swift,
Mhm.
so,
She was
And Annette has
and
discovered
whose spouse or whose husband?
Joseph Compton.
And Joseph Compton is who?
our grandfather, our great grandfather.
Oh, where'd those go?
Ah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
So-
I'm having to label Ellen Swift's name, so
Um,
I'm taking a quick detour.
all right, so Ellen Swift was born in 1846 and died in 1925.
And that hairdo looks like it's,
Well, doesn't she have a hat on?
well, or even a hat. It's probably, when was she born?
1846.
It looks like late 19th century to me, that hat.
But anyway, Nancy and Annette has discovered a whole lot of Comptons in her work and has discovered that we're related distantly.
Very
Oh,
distantly.
I didn't. I thought we weren't related for what she said, but we are related.
Well, I could be wrong. I should never say anything.
No, you're
because
fine.
I'm never
Marcielle,
sure
stop
what I'm
that.
talking
Well,
about.
there's a Compton in my stake here in Brigham City,
Yeah,
and
well,
we
there were Comptons in Brigham
well,
City a long time ago.
yes, and so he and I got together once, and there's a little app you can do on your phone where it says, okay, see how you're related.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We weren't related through the Compton line. We were related through our mother's lines.
Chandler, you mean?
Yeah, it went through mom's line and went through his mom's line, and that was the closest relation. It didn't show a connection through our Compton line.
Well, that's
We-
weird.
We were both surprised. We're like, what?
This,
Wasn't it a photographer that lived in Brigham City?
Yeah,
Not now, but a while back.
which we were related to. I'm just gonna call this Ogden because they went to Ogden.
Yes, they did.
Okay, I'm gonna call it Ogden. So Ellen Swift.
Actually, Riverdale specifically.
Oh, should I put Riverdale?
Well, it's all the same,
Well,
almost.
let's be as accurate as we can be when we can be. So Ellen Swift, we think in Riverdale. Okay, and what? So this would have been late 19th century.
It looks to me like it, I'm just guessing from, you know, my screen is black. Why?
Well. I don't know.
It isn't now.
Um,
Doesn't that look, Marcielle, to you, like a late 19th century?
Are we still looking at Allison?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say late 19th century.
And so that means,
well, Daddy was
1800s? Is that the
Yeah.
like
19th century?
1890s.
I never can get
Yeah,
that straight and
I'm just-
remember it.
I'm just plugging it in for.
And Daddy was born in 1915. And he wasn't their son, was he?
So it says on that family history app that Ellen Swift had 2 spouses.
She did.
I didn't know that.
Well, she left a husband in England or something?
He left a wife in England.
I don't know for sure. Don't ask me anything.
Well, I think that's interesting. Does it say who her
Robert Wilson.
Robert Wilson
Wilson.
in England then?
Getting
I
tired,
didn't
Artie?
know that.
I just realized I don't need to be hunched forward.
Quite a bit younger than Joseph Compton.
Okay, here's a photo. I have no idea who it is or where it is or what it is.
Oh. No.
That's Billy the Kid.
And Butch Cassidy.
I think that's his wife, but boy, she looks rough.
You know, they didn't have makeup in those days.
Well, they didn't have clothes. They didn't have hairstyles. They didn't have,
is that a wedding picture, do you think?
perhaps, but I don't
Because
know.
that's usual.
Do
For
you
them.
have that?
Well, I somehow got kicked out of the meeting. Who kicked
Artie?
I would never do that to you.
All right, can you get me the meeting?
Running out of time. It's telling me I've got 10 minutes and this is
Never
gonna.
mind. Just I'll look at mom's stuff.
I was gonna say you can look on. Okay, so
Oh.
we've got. So these 3 older photos. Whoops, not that one. Which I have no idea what they are.
I don't either.
Well, we have we have our grandmothers. The one in the chair. Oh gosh,
Let's see.
I have no. Grandma Compton's mother,
So do you think she's a child?
but that's just guessing. So, because I can't remember, but I've been told.
I'm looking to see, trying to make it bigger so I can
Me
really see.
too, but
So I
we
can
never
see
knew
them.
her, so.
No, but
making
I'm
it
trying to see
bigger.
her features. If she's got a long nose and small
Well,
chin.
it's hard to tell because, whoopsie, where'd you go, people? Come back.
Hey Artie, this is a thought. You know the family search app and what you I guess you could go through descendants and see if any pictures that you see on it
Yeah,
match the pictures you're looking
yep. I probably should. That's probably a good idea, Aaron.
at.
So, okay. Well,
That's the same lady.
I'm gonna scroll down. Who are these kids? Do we know?
Right here. Let's see.
I don't recognize them.
Well, there's a Daniels that looks like Gloria or Darlene over there.
I'm tempted to not keep it. This is a Berkeley Mary photo thing, and these are maybe cousins of ours.
Yes, for sure. And that's probably Ann Daniels,
The tallest?
yeah. And this boy is Leroy. Vivian must be there. And Gloria.
What about Darlene?
I said Darlene was over there. I thought maybe.
I didn't.
Whoopsie, it went away.
I don't know
On
which
Ann's
one you
shoulder.
were referring to.
Well, the picture's gone now.
You might
Oh,
just
here we go
say,
now. Okay, so the tall
you might
girl,
just say Daniel's children. Or Maxine Daniel's children.
So, children of Maxine Chandler Daniels. She's a Chandler, right?
Yes.
I'm sure that's Leroy, the only boy there. They just had girls for a long time.
Leroy on the left.
And I think Darlene
Which one's Darlene?
is on Ann's shoulder.
Which one's Anne?
I think it's the
Tallest.
tall girl.
But
Okay.
Darlene was next in
Tall
age.
girl is Anne.
Was next in age, and she's shorter. The one on the left is shorter than the girl on the right. And Darlene was next to
I won't
Anne
try.
in age.
Vivian was a baby then. I don't.
Could that be Gloria on Anne's right? Because, no, could that be Darlene and Gloria on the left? Because Darlene was next to Anne in age.
Yes, she was, but I just thought that looked more like Darlene, but
Okay, so the one on the right is Gloria.
I would say I would say because of her height, that it's Darlene.
So Darlene is on the right side of the picture.
Maybe it's Gloria on the left. I'm just looking at height. I don't remember the faces as well as Marcielle.
And who is the little girl? So we know that Vivian is the baby. So who's the second youngest?
well, we have to figure out another girl. Maybe on there. It's a blonde.
There's a little person in the front.
That Vivian
There are
was a
two little
baby.
people in the front.
Right. And so we're saying Vivian's the baby. Who's the other little girl in the front?
They didn't have any blondes. Kamillia, is it you?
No,
Oh, you're as old as Anne almost.
I was 3 years younger than her.
And Gloria and I are the very same age within months.
Well, so this would be about when?
Look at those overalls. That would be
Well,
probably the 1940s.
Well, definitely the 40s.
In the 1940s. Okay, so we're going to call this Chandler line, and I'm just going to put it 1941. Just get it in the ballpark area.
You work hard at this, Ardie, and I appreciate it. We all do, really.
It's,
You
it
have
No,
is-
Ardie, this is something you could take up.
You mean Aaron?
I mean, Aaron over there.
Yes,
You could.
I'll have to at some point, right?
It's time.
Okay, so this is Percy Chandler.
Yes, he's holding somebody's baby.
Look how young he is.
Weezer,
Look how handsome and young he is.
but I need a different date than February 8th of this year.
Really?
What baby is he holding?
I'm not going to worry about which baby he's holding.
I
'Cause
really no way to tell.
You can say, and you can't even say it's a girl because they wore dresses then. Boys didn't until they were older.
so
That
he-
just confuses everything.
I know, you know.
So
There's no other way to
he would
tell.
have been, again, give me an idea of about what
You know,
year
that might
this.
have been one of his own kids because look how young he is.
Yeah,
Would you say he's in his 50s, maybe 40s?
It's really
not
hard to
50s.
tell.
I
don't
would say
know.
younger than 50. He's late 30s, early 40s is my guess.
So that's one of his kids.
You don't have it, do you?
No,
Oh, shoot.
that's okay.
Well,
We're probably about to
It's-
get kicked
The
off.
Yes,
of
we
this.
are.
meeting's almost over, right?
The
I
meeting,
want you to see him.
I saw
I
him.
showed
Oh,
him
did you? Okay.
with the
Good-looking guy.
magnifying glass. He
so
wasn't
if this
even
is,
really
should we just say this is around 1920 or something?
Well, Bruce was born when Mother was how old? About 13 or 14.
I don't
Mother
know
was
if
born
she
in Mother
as
was
old
born
as
in
that.
2000. Mother was born in 1918,
18.
and Bruce, the one who died, was born when?
They're in her letters here. You know that where did they ever go?
What letters?
Her diary, the little bit that we had.
Oh,
They got passed around now.
I would say that's Bruce. Or just because it had to be one of his, more likely. And he's so young that the only baby that was born that late was Bruce.
And so that would have been, well, I can sign into Family Search and look real quick.
I would sure like to have
See.
a copy of that picture. I've never seen a picture of Grandpa so young.
I'm sure I've seen it.
You've seen that before?
I think so.
Okay, so if I go
You
to,
know, if we had Gloria and Vicky sitting here with us,
It sure helped. wouldn't it?
they could have helped us.
Mhm.
okay,
But you girls, well, Vicky's one of the little girls in that picture.
Arthur
We
Bruce
think, yeah.
And
was,
we think that Anne was the other.
so Arthur Bruce was born in 1932, died in 1934.
It's probably the 30s.
And I didn't realize that he was 2 years old. I thought he was much younger.
He looks really young in that picture. So it was probably 1932, unless he was born at the very end of 1932.
Let's call it 1932. Let's see. He was born in February of 1932. Oh, that says February 8th. This says he was born on the 29th of February. Yeah.
And that's an outdoor picture, so it looks like it might have been 6 months later.
Okay.
Although he doesn't look like he's 6 months old in that picture.
Okay. All right. So I am going to stop the share.
How old did you think he was when you died, Marcel?
Under a year.
Thought we thought so.
And I am going to stop recording.